Welcome back to the Everything Goes Podcast with your host, TAK. A weekly podcast with the latest sports news, the hottest of the hot takes, and the best predictions you can get. Now, Kris, Ace, take it away.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Everything Goes Podcast, episode 200. We made it 200 episodes later. Can you believe that? Golly. Super Bowl champs, back to back. Kansas City Chiefs. I think the whole world was rooting against them, but it happened. It was a good game, hard-fought defense. Patrick Mahomes magic in the fourth quarter. No proposal from Travis Kelce, but we'll see where that goes. Super Bowl was averaging 123.7 million views. The field looked absolutely amazing. And football's over. Now we go into an off-season of baseball, hockey, some basketball still going on. So there's a lot to talk about now, but it's sad. Another season of football is gone in the wind, but only 7 months till it starts back up.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. At one point, there was 202.4 million people watching the Super Bowl. They said it's the most watched telecast in the history, and CBS led the way with 120 million, and it was the largest audience for one single network. It was the most streamed Super Bowl in NFL history, led by Paramount Plus, and it's over just like that.
What I don't like is I saw that Prime landed a deal for a playoff game next year, and I don't like the whole like Peacock did one this year. You'll have Prime do one next year. Like, I think that's a bunch of BS. That if you have fans that don't have that stuff, they can't watch their team play in the playoffs. I think that's really dumb. I get it, it's money, it's a business, but I think that's really dumb.
The local markets still should be able to play off of the local broadcast.
Absolutely,
channels.
I agree.
I think the NFL is getting greedy. I think that's the problem.
Yeah. Taylor Swift certainly helped them with the numbers, like you brought up last week.
Absolutely. I think if the Chiefs weren't in the Super Bowl, they don't have as many numbers as they did.
Well,
we talked about it last week.
They needed that for the growth, and I heard they're playing. What do they have? Somewhere in Brazil and Spain coming up? I think they have like scrimmages or something like that.
No, the Eagles are starting their season off next year in Brazil.
Okay, yeah,
it's going to be the first opening Friday night game.
They know they need to grow overseas, or like that's where it started. And Taylor Swift clearly helped with the numbers.
Oh, absolutely. Because we talked about it last week, how like the number of women watching football now is a lot higher than it was.
I guarantee you could have found the parlay, some kind of bet that the over under how many times they show her.
Yeah, I bet there was. I made my first bet in Florida, because Florida you can bet now through the Hard Rock. So I bet $10 that the Chiefs would get a field goal their first try. That would have won me $40, and I lost.
Listen to this. There was $185.6 million worth of bets made in Vegas just for the Super Bowl. And there was this one bet, a bet in Illinois, a guy placed a $5 bet. It was a wager that was done on October 21st of 2023. It was a futures bet. He bet the Lakers would win the in-season tournament at plus 1,600. The Rangers would win the World Series at plus 900. And the Chiefs would win the Super Bowl at plus 1,400. He won $12,745.
That's all he won for that? I thought that price would be a lot higher.
For $5. A $5 bet.
You know, some people just get lucky, man. Some people just get lucky.
Okay, Ty, if he bet like what, 50, that's
double
50 grand roughly. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
More than
that's
that.
it. That's like when people
pretty
place those
weird.
$1 bets that like the Patriots will win the Super Bowl this year. And they do, and then they get like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not hundreds, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but
I think we should all place a bet that the Yankees are the Twins win the World Series right now. We should place a bet.
Ty, do it.
You could do it. You could do it.
25. I'll give you 50.
It's funny what you can bet on. Like, you can bet on the coin toss. You can bet on over or under for how long the national anthem will be.
What did you bet on?
I bet that the Chiefs would get a field goal in their first drive, and they went 3 and out. So yeah.
The only bet I hit was that Deebo Samuels and Rashid Rice would have a catch in their first drives, and they both did. I won $15. That's it. I lost all my other parlays.
Really?
I think what's so tough, man, is I wanted the 49ers to win. I wanted Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Purdy. I wanted them to get a ring. I
didn't want them to get 6 championships and pass the Cowboys.
It's a different group of guys. They're great. They deserved it. And as much as the world can't stand the Chiefs, I mean, you got to give them a round of applause. I mean, that's Patrick Mahomes' 4th Super Bowl in the 6 years he's been in the league. Like, mind blowing. He's won 3 of them. I mean,
So
it's
Hey,
insane.
I got his stats.
in the second half, how many rush yards did you see McCaffrey or on a carry go over 10 yards? I feel like the second half, their defense really stepped up for the Chiefs.
A
And
lot of people. Go ahead, Ace.
no, there is a few. I mean, he got loose. What was it? The touchdown, obviously, the pass. That was crazy because if you watch the replay, Jennings gets lit
Dude,
up.
lit.
Dude,
But
the Chiefs
beyond
defense,
that, McCaffrey was halted to some degree.
Yeah.
the
Sorry,
Chiefs
go ahead,
defense, they held Debo, Ayuk, and Kittle to under 100 yards combined. You know, no one's talking about how
Wow.
the Chiefs
Yeah.
beat the number 2 to number 3 to number 4 and number 6 offenses, and those offenses averaged 28.3 points per game. The Chiefs haven't allowed more than 22 points total in the second half in the playoffs.
Wow.
It's nuts. And how about the fact that Kelsey had one target, 1 reception for 1 yard, and he ended up leading everybody in reception yards with 9 targets,
Well, at
8
the end, they
catches,
started
and 92
throwing a lot.
yards.
Can we
Yeah.
talk
Yeah, in
about?
the
Can we talk
end.
about how I like the Kelsey brothers, but the way Travis Kelsey reacted when the running back fumbled and he runs into Andy Reid. I'm sorry, that's a bad look on your team, on the player.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
you don't run into a coach. I get it's a Super Bowl, but what changes if Travis Kelsey is out there for that play? It's still a run play. He
Fumble.
still fumbles. So
Because
why
he thinks he's going to get thrown to him.
like
Oh,
relax? He should have been benched for a play or two because you don't run into your head coach.
You know, AJ Brown put a
If he
tweet up, and I
falls,
called him out on it. AJ Brown put a tweet
Yeah, I
up
saw
and
your
said,
little comment. I was like,
if that
what?
was me, I'd be kicked out of the league. I just said to him, why don't you just say what you really want to say? It's a race thing. I mean, that's just so stupid.
Well, I think it's
That's
also
great. That is so
he's the kind of player that has gotten in trouble with that stuff, though.
Yeah. But listen to this. Mahomes, it's his 6th career playoff game-winning drive in the 4th quarter. In 6 years, like Ty said, he's got 3 Super Bowls. He got 3 Super Bowl MVPs. He's a 2-time NFL MVP, a 3-time All-Pro, 6 Pro Bowls, 2-time passing leader, and an NFL record 5,614 total yards in a season. Has already won more playoff games in his career than Peyton Manning. He's got 41 postseason TDs, passing Peyton Manning for 5th in NFL history, and he's played 9 fewer games.
Jeez.
It's insane where this guy's going.
He's a Hall of Famer if he retires right now, easily.
Isn't it? Yeah. And doesn't it? Ty and I sort of touched on it a little bit before this, but it makes it, at least for me, gives me very less hope. If he's in the Super Bowl and the Vikings got to play them, oh God.
I like his
Yeah.
response to when they were trying to compare him to Brady's, and he's like, "Well, Brady beat me in the Super Bowl, so I think he's always going to have me."
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's a
I
great,
love that. No,
wow.
but I think like we said last week, Ace, you know, to your point, it's just like, when will my team ever go to the Super Bowl? Maybe once in my life. And they've gone 4 times in the past 6 years. Look at the percentage of that. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? You're
And-
seeing a new generation of quarterbacks. I mean, you got Herbert,
are.
you got all these good, awesome, and Purdy. He's another one.
Burrow. Purdy's gonna be back. I
Lamar,
truly
Like
believe Purdy
Lamar,
will be
Joe
back.
Burrow. Yeah,
Yo,
I believe that
Purdy
too.
looked good. Purdy
Purdy
looked
looked-
comfortable.
Purdy looked poised that whole first half. I mean, they were passing the ball down the field. They just need to score more. I mean, put points up. I mean, the defense was holding Mahomes in that first half. They were sacking him a lot. I mean, they weren't doing
Mhm.
anything in the first half.
You think
Yeah,
about it, they
yep.
drove down the field easily. They had the fumble from McCaffrey that killed
Yep,
them. Then they
yep.
had bad penalties on the second drive.
yeah.
They just killed themselves. And in the second half, at one point, they only had 1 yard of total offense in going into like 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
We talk about how,
they
like,
had the opportunities.
so
They didn't do
McCaffrey-
anything.
Yep, McCaffrey and Pacheco, I think, fumbled in the red zones.
Yeah.
Like each other, I believe.
Can we talk
Well,
about how,
plus
like, the
the
Chiefs?
blunder on kickoff when the 49ers guy
Oh.
Jennings or whoever it was fumbled the
Yeah,
ball, and then that gave Patrick Mahomes all the thing he needed.
How about the
Yep.
Chiefs not getting like one holding call the all game?
Yes. Yep.
Isn't that a little sussy? Is that just a little bit sussy?
Yeah.
You know?
I saw some real sketchy shit on TikTok.
No,
These guys are-
I don't. Are you talking about the video where it was second down and it turned to first down?
It turned, yeah.
See, but if you watch, I was like, that's shady. But if you watch the play, it looks like the videographer guy screwed up because it looks like he passes a chain and they just don't mark it on the TV.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
But it's still
They gave
sussy,
him the-
man.
they
It's
gave
still
him- They gave him
sussy.
the first down. He gave him the first down.
Should have been second and 8.
10.
He should have been
The
second and
next
8.
time he ran the ball like 2 yards past the line of scrimmage and it said first down again.
Yeah.
And everyone was flipping out about it. Like nobody else is seeing this.
But just again, like no calls really against the Chiefs compared to the 49ers. I mean,
True.
like it happens.
They had Trent Williams, I think, back-to-back plays, actually.
Yeah.
He got like a false start and then a holding or something like that.
Listen, Brock Purdy's only been in the league for 2 years.
So 8 quarterbacks were drafted ahead of him. Purdy already has 4 playoff wins. Only one other player that was drafted ahead of him has one, and it's Skylar Wilson.
He didn't even get a win. It was just a playoff appearance.
Yeah.
That quarterback draft was trash.
It
was like with Malik. That was with Malik Willis, Sam Howell.
That was
Kenny Pickett. Like that wasn't a great class.
That's why this draft is so key, people are saying too.
They're pushing for this draft. They're saying the draft class after this isn't as nearly as good as this draft class.
Okay. Kris, what else you got stats wise? I'm
in the first 57 total Super Bowls ever, there were 7 50-plus field goals. There was 3 in this game alone. I mean, at one point, Moody broke the record with a 55-yarder. And then the next drive down, that Buckner, or whatever his name is, kicks a 57-yarder.
How about Jake Moody, baby? Michigan alum, right there.
They said that Kansas City freaking kicker was hitting almost 70-yarders in warmups.
Whoa.
That is insane.
That Moody too. That extra point sucks. I don't think it's really all on him, but still. Because then you're forcing the Chiefs to get the touchdown there. It was weird. Like, I don't know enough about football rules when people talk about Shanahan and overtime electing to.
I didn't know about that rule. I forgot about that
rule. Ball first. Yeah.
He said he was preparing for the third possession. That's what he was preparing for. He came out today and said that.
What is the new rule? Are they talking about like the whole Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes thing where like you can't win a touchdown, like you have both teams get possession?
Both teams get a full possession. So if that clock would have ran out, it would have went to another quarter. Kansas City would have had the ball right where they were.
I'll be honest, like that's cool and all, but I still think college has the best overtime.
Yeah.
I just start the 25. Both teams get a chance. If both teams score, you keep going. You saw Michigan in the Natty Championship, in the Natty semifinals, and it was great.
Let me ask you guys this, okay? This is the third time now that teams won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. New England and, of course, my Dallas Cowboys are the other 2. Are they now considered? Is this a dynasty?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kris, you're better than
you could take it even further and say that this dynasty might be better than most of the dynasties that were there.
I can only imagine what the Cowboys would have done if Jimmy Johnson didn't get fired or leave.
No kid. Yeah, people. Kris, I'm sure you still.
It was better, Dallas's dynasty or this Pat Mahomes dynasty.
Different style of football.
Absolutely. If they played both teams in their prime, played against each other right now.
Back then, defenses, you can freaking decleat somebody and not get a 15-yard penalty for freaking touching him.
Hard to compare. It's hard to compare.
And back then, you had running backs like Roger Craig and Emmitt Smith and guys that ran the ball 35 times a game. You didn't see quarterbacks throwing for 400 yards. Just never happened.
It was a good defensive game.
If a guy threw for 30 attempts, it was unheard of.
I thought guys like they were gang tackling and like really hitting hard there, the quarterback play and kind of the over the middle hits you'll never see again.
No, they got some homes a lot. I think the defense got a little tired in the fourth quarter. I mean, they carried the first 3 quarters. Yeah. They went into halftime and I was like, dude, the Niners got this. I mean, if they score a touchdown or 2, like their defense is killing the Chiefs right now. There was like they had like 3 points at the half.
Yeah. 10-3 or 10-6.
It should have been easily 21-3. That game should have been. The 49ers should have ran away with that game.
Well, that turnover, the McCaffrey turnover changes so much though too, because they could have at least gotten the field goal at the worst.
Yeah,
and you know what?
And
the
49ers,
the 49ers went away. The 49ers fell apart in the second half.
Yeah. Yep. I must say though, like when you watch Brock Purdy in a game like that, like how big of a stage it is for a second-year quarterback, like he looked really good, and I think they'll be back. I feel bad though, man. I wanted Kittle to get it. I wanted Kittle to get a Super Bowl ring, man. I like Kittle, and the whole like when he lost the Chiefs like 3 years ago, he was like talking to himself because he was mic'd up. He's like, "I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back." And they got back and they lost.
That's cool too.
This is what I jotted down notes for each quarter, and you guys agree or disagree with me. First of all, Purdy Purdy was his 262nd pick. He's the lowest pick to ever start a Super Bowl. He was 14 and 5 this year. First quarter, I put Niners blunders prevented them from dominating, and penalties and fumble killed them. Moody's 55-yarder, like I said, it was the record until the second quarter.
Moody was awesome. Moody might have been the MVP for the Niners, honestly.
The first quarter stats were the 49ers 125 yards, Kansas City only 16. 49ers yards per play were 7.4, Chiefs were 2.3. Purdy was 8 of 10 at 80% completion for 105 yards with a 110.4 rating. I think that that was their opportunity right there to blow the game open.
Yeah, and Patrick, I mean, Mahomes really on that last drive in the second half is when he got second quarter is when that final drive he completed most of his passes, I bet, in the half.
I want to know if
or at least the last
this was
two.
the Niners' best chance, with that team, that defense, that offense. I don't know who they have as free agents, I don't think the offense is changing much. I think they have the offense pretty much wrapped up in contracts right now.
That's why you keep Purdy on that. Purdy on that salary he's on.
And sign some defensive guys.
They could possibly give him.
He's gonna still cash in on any sort of commercial he better.
And I'm sure they can figure out a way to give him a signing bonus or something, or just give him something. But the Chiefs had their third red zone turnover in a playoff game. It's the third one since 2018. 75 total red zone drives. I mean, I think that kind of killed. The Chiefs really looked flat. I mean, only 16 yards. Mahomes was running for his life. I mean, he had that intentional grounding because he was about to get sacked. Bosa and that defensive line just had him running for his life. And that was my thoughts for the first quarter. I thought that they could have easily blown it open.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, big.
I like this.
Big congrats to the Chiefs, man. I think I can't stand them because I'm jealous. Definitely jealous. I wish that I could see the Saints in the Super Bowl 3 out of 5 years, 4 out of 6 years. But man, I'm so ready for baseball, dude. Get football out of me. I'm so ready for baseball. I watched a Yankees trailer today. It was like a 2-minute trailer, and I was like, dude, I forgot we got Stroman. I forgot we got Soto. Like, oh my gosh, man. I not trying to get off the Super Bowl yet.
The healthy guy for the Giants.
Yep.
He should come back probably.
He said he wants he's like out for vengeance. Like he feels like he didn't do his job last year because he missed all of spring training. You know what I mean? But I'm not getting off the Super Bowl yet. But I saw an interview with Trevor Bauer and it was really good because he's like, listen, like I'll sign for the league minimum, and if they feel uncomfortable, like if they feel like the guys in the locker room are feeling some kind of way, you can cut me. Like I just want a chance. Thought that was.
And he
can
pitch.
We talk about it. He can pitch. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, second quarter.
I got bad KC penalties, no offensive production. I got the 49ers trick play to McCaffrey. Jennings is the first receiver to throw a TD pass since Antoine Randall L did it in Super Bowl 40. Mahomes only had 7 pass attempts with 2:45 left in the half.
7.
Only 7.
So
it's
what
crazy.
was that final drive then?
The 49ers were dominating both lines of scrimmage, I wrote down. And then I wrote this down right before they kicked the field goal. No team has ever won a Super Bowl being shut out in the first half. They're 0-13 teams that had been shut out. And then 23 seconds later, they kicked the field goal and out into 3 points.
Do you know that touchdown play was the same exact play they won against the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
They showed like a side-by-side comparison. It's kind of, when you watch that play, it's like I saw the guy wide open. I was like, before he even threw the ball, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Stayed up this late to watch.
And
he
looks inside. He looks inside just slightly, and it's like, oh,
just to play with you. Like he's like, I got this. Like, screw you guys.
Yeah, he's never going there. That sucks.
And then halftime, I put down 10-3 Niners. Takeaways, Niners defense dominating.
Let it burn.
Kelsey's 1 catch, 1 yard. Purdy flawless, 10 of 15, 123 yards for 12.3 per play, 91.8 quarterback rating. McCaffrey only had 9 rushes for 33 yards. The 47 yards receiving and a touchdown. And then I put halftime show. I don't know what you guys thought of the halftime show. It made me go into work the next day and look up Usher on Spotify.
There were some people that was like, who is that? Like the girl playing the guitar, her name's Her. I didn't know who that was. I thought Usher sang good. You could tell he was actually singing. His dance moves were good. He was moving on some skates. 5 wardrobe changes in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he was singing his songs. That's what really got me into it.
Yeah.
Because most of the time people lip sync.
I saw this video of Usher singing, and someone's like, "Is anyone going to check on the guy that the crowd just launched in the air?" It looked like he was just
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude, they launched him.
It looked like I happened to catch that live or whatever, and it was like a mental note in my head too, like, whoa, that's crazy.
No, I thought it was good. I was at a buddy's house, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was
Yeah.
good. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah.
I didn't remember a lot of the commercials though. Speaking of,
I'll be
like,
honest,
I
the
still-
commercials
I
are not the
entertainment.
same anymore.
I still like the Arnold Schwarzenegger one with the and the ah. I like that one.
Duncan's was kind of dorky, but
Yeah.
whatever with
Yeah.
all the celebrities.
They're just not the same because everything's kind of like PG now. Like when I was growing up, the Doritos commercials were always like so funny. So funny.
Budweiser, like the
The
frogs.
Budweiser. I heard someone talk about the frogs
Uh,
today and the Budweiser. Those were the best, man. Like
And they
wasn't-
usually show the horses,
What's
at least
that?
something,
yep.
you know. The
well,
Clydesdales.
they showed the horses this year. They did.
I didn't see that.
It was where the
Must
dog
have-
comes and
oh.
helps them.
Shit, I missed that too.
Yeah.
Mental
All right.
note.
Start of the third quarter. I
It-
got Mahomes 0 TDs. It's the longest TD drought in his playoff career. And then he threw his first pick, and it was his first pick in 218 Super Bowl passes. Casey at this point, 5 penalties, 4 turnovers, 2 giveaways. Buckner, who had made 9 straight field goals of over 50 yards, he broke the record at this point with the 57-yard field goal. That guy's clutch, man. Clutch. Like I said, he was attempting 70-yarders in
That
warmups.
was the one I think to break it was a high snap too. It looked like, and the
Yes.
dude had to like bring it down fast. It was pretty weird.
This is where the tide started turning to me. I wrote down the 49ers, 4 straight possessions, 4 punts. Purdy, 4 of 11 since halftime, 3 total yards of offense, -1 passing. With that was with 2:09 left in the third quarter. And then I wrote down 530 punts in a Super Bowl. None have ever been returned for a touchdown. So fair assessment there. You can start feeling the tide was turning for the Kansas City Chiefs. The fourth quarter, I put Juwan Jenkins joins Nick Foles as the only player in Super Bowl history with a pass and receiving touchdown in the same game.
Is it Jennings or Jenkins?
Yeah, Jennings. I think.
Jennings.
He's a free
Jennings?
agent, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings. Moody at this point was 68 for 68 on the season for extra
Ooh,
points, and that's when
hold
he
up.
had that one blocked.
Sorry, Chris. When did Dre Greenlaw? When did he get that freak? They think it's an Achilles. Was that the second
Dude,
quarter?
how
Second
about
quarter.
that? How about that?
Second
freaking
quarter.
thing, dude?
Because and then Debo, I think in the third quarter, the hamstring. I think it was the hamstring where he got kind of pulled up or whatever. But yeah, Dre Law, that was just
That sucks,
terrible.
dude. Oh, and also like Moody was great with Michigan, dude, but he was not hitting deep ones like that. He looks good.
Yeah. I mean, he was perfect for extra points up to that point in the game when he had that one blocked.
Mm.
Oh wow.
Then I wrote real big because I put Rice was wide open for a possible win, but Mahomes tried to hit Kelsey on that little fade route, and it ends up 19-19 heading to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's just, history was made. Mahomes took them down the field, did what they got to do. The defense stepped up, held them to a field goal. Kansas City came out and said if they would have scored, if 49ers would have scored a touchdown there, they would have came down and went for 2 if they scored and go for the win right there.
I don't know about that because I feel like in that moment
easy to say after you win.
Yeah, it's easy to say after a win. You know what I mean? Because you're like the whole fan base is relying on you to get a 2-point conversion here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But to
prove
me,
it.
this was a defensive game, like you guys said. I mean, the first half for Kansas City, they had 3 points, 157 yards,
Ooh.
only 7 first downs. In the second half, they had 22 points, 298 yards, and 17 first downs. So they changed everything. And targets, Kelsey
Little
had 1
screenplay.
target. In the second half, he had 9 targets, 8 catches for 92 yards.
Oh,
And
one
this-
thing I heard the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, Spagnuolo, has 4 Super Bowl rings. I think some were with the Giants.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think he was a
So-
Saints coach at one point.
Oh, he did. No, he wouldn't have won one with Peyton then. That was
2009. All I can say is, Clint
No.
Kubiak officially signed with the Saints. Just want to throw that out there.
Zimmer officially
And
signed
the
with
Saints are
Cowboys.
hosting the Super Bowl, and I didn't see their colors anywhere in the logo.
It's okay because the colors weren't representing this year's logo either.
Yeah.
I
Is Andy Reid one of the best coaches of all time now?
He's definitely a Hall of
Yeah.
Fame coach. Definitely
And
Hall
I
of
told
Fame
you he
coach.
wasn't retiring. Told you he wasn't retiring.
Took
This is
Philly
crazy.
Took Philly to the
Philly, Kansas
Super
City.
Bowl, Kansas City. Yep. And that it can't just be Mahomes, and Bieniemy sure probably was a big help too,
He's coming
honestly.
back. There's rumors he's coming back.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean,
I think
who's
Mahomes
calling?
that
helps.
was a weird.
I think Mahomes
who-
helps.
Did ESPN or anybody announce that he got let go, by the way? It just seems like that was just hushed under the
That's
rug.
quiet. It was so
That
quiet.
was so
I felt bad
what
for him. I
happened
thought
there?
he was.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be the opportunity of a lifetime for him.
Like he went from like this dude's a head coach to now he's not even like making news of getting basically let go from a place. That's so weird.
Wait,
Well,
where?
they fired the guy that brought him in. They fired a GM.
The
Wait, you talking about
Commanders.
Well,
the
he wasn't
Commanders
he
just
wasn't the
cut him.
head coach of the Commanders, was he? He was just
No, we were
but
hoping
he
he
was
would have
like-
became
Oh.
the head coach.
They didn't even
But
give him. Yeah, they didn't even give him a chance. And it's like in years past, he was talking. It was people in the media were talking. Oh, this could be the next guy to be the head coach. Never got a chance.
Dude, I'm telling you, I am so afraid of the Commanders right now, and I know everyone's like, "Oh God, no!"
Mm.
If they get a quarterback, they're going to be one of the best teams in football next year. Mark it down. They're going to have an easy schedule.
Mark it
They're going to be a
down.
good team. They're going to be a good team. And you know
Yeah.
what? They got a great GM. He was a part of the freaking the 49ers organization. They got the second pick overall. Man, you could do a lot of damage with that pick. If you like your quarterback that you have now and you trade that pick, you can build up.
Correct. Yeah. I
I'm
don't
thinking
think
about
they
what you're
can.
saying, by the way, about Andy Reid. I think what's hard is obviously you have Patrick Mahomes. That goes far because Pat Mahomes is
Mhm.
a rare player. But
Mhm.
you saw him take the Eagles to the Super Bowl. You saw what he was able to do for Kansas City before Pat Mahomes got there. Got Alex Smith in there, took him to the playoffs. They didn't go to the Super Bowl, but
Mm-mm.
I don't know if he's the best coach, but he's
He's a good coach.
definitely a top 5 coach. I mean, the knowledge.
I like him better than Belichick because he's sociable. You can talk to him.
Yeah, Belichick's very weird and mysterious, and it's kind of annoying.
That's why nobody wants him.
Yeah, yeah. I saw Julian Edelman talking about the Super Bowl, and it was like 3 things you should know about the Super Bowl. And I like how he's like, number 1, you don't get paid for it because nothing's free, and everybody that you know, they're not going to get free tickets. You have to pay for those tickets, so you pretty much play that game for free. And then he was
Yeah.
saying that there is a party for whether
There-
you win or you lose. Even if you lose, there's still a
Okay.
party for you. It's just
Did you,
being at that
did-
party.
dude, did you see Travis Kelce up on the freaking stage at this club DJ and they were playing "You Belong to Me" and he was pointing to Taylor in the crowd?
No, I didn't.
I was
I
like,
saw
"Oh my
one where it's
God,
like
man."
I saw one where it was like the difference of the Kelsey brothers, where it's like Travis is like dancing with Taylor, and then it pans over to Jason. He's got this big marshmallow hat on. He's just jamming out.
Dude, I guarantee you they didn't go to sleep. Mahomes and his wife
probably
and the
not.
kids, they went right to Disney World.
Oh yeah.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah,
I mean, I
dude,
guess
did you see that
makes
plane that
sense.
crashed in Florida today, Ty?
The one that
Down on Gator
Naples?
Alley,
Naples, did he crash in Naples on the road?
Gator Alley, Gator Lane, whatever it was called, and it was
I don't
caught
know.
on a
No.
GoPro. It was caught on like one of those. Dude, I would be like, open the fucking door. I'm jumping out before this hits the ground. I got a better
I
chance
saw
of living.
one. I
Hold on,
saw one where
look.
they
I'll
I saw
tuck and
one.
roll.
I saw one where they landed on the highway, but they kind of
Today,
crashed.
on I-75 today in Florida. That
Oh,
might
dude,
be
this
it.
thing blew up right on impact.
So it was a moment before a plane crashes onto I-75 in Florida.
There's been a couple that have been crashing in
News
Florida
video.
lately.
Holy
Dude,
shit.
screw that. I'm telling you, I would be like, open this door. As soon as we get closer to the ground, I'm jumping and rolling.
It's not how physics work.
I don't care.
That's like
I am
that's
not-
like when I used to be a
cannot-
little
That's my
boy.
biggest fear. How could you sit on a plane knowing it's going down? Just sit there and ride this out.
Because what they do is they break. It's a small plane, so they break it as slow as they can. You just try and like literally kiss the ground. But that's
no,
like
dude, that was a
that's
jet.
the kind of
That was a-
physics.
That was a Lear jet.
Holy
That's the kind of
shit.
physics I thought about like when I was a little boy, and I was like, all right, if I'm falling out of the sky and I'm on something, if I just jump
Oh.
at the last second, I'll be
I'll
fine.
land on a truck that has a bunch of mattresses on it.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you,
person-
if
yeah.
I'm at 20,000 feet and they come over and say, ladies and gentlemen, prepare
impact.
for a crash landing. No, I'm making a parachute.
They should
doing
have
something.
parachutes that are like, if you would like to parachute, here's your time to do it.
Dude,
Boom,
they
boom.
should hit a button. They should hit a button and ejects everybody at the same time.
Yeah. It's
No,
like a simple
'cause what-
command. It's
So
a
the
simple-
ocean, or what if you just have a crazy pilot who just accidentally presses it one day? Well, you would need both pilots, maybe. That'd be a cool thing. But like, imagine they just eject you in the middle of the ocean.
Dude, what if one pilot's unconscious? Then you can't get ejected.
Dude, I
What
don't
a
know, but you
bunch of
can't give that
idiots.
power to one pilot. He just
Dude, they should have it where
murders
if
thousands
they,
of people.
if the computer system on the plane feels like there's an emergency, they automatically eject you.
Dude, what?
Imagine AI taking over and everyone.
Do you imagine you're
parachute.
just flying in the middle of the night, you're watching some Netflix and you boom, launch 50,000 feet in the air. What?
Heck no.
It'd be
All
better
right.
than dying.
I don't know. It depends. If I land in
We
a
went from
swamp, if I
Andy-
land in the ocean, like
Yeah, we went from Andy Reid Hall of Famer to horrifying.
Ejected from a plane.
golly, man.
Well, now's the best time of the year because now we can talk about mock drafts. We can talk about free agents. We can talk about Michigan having the most players at the combine in college football history with 18.
Ooh.
I'd love to get Ross Jackson back on, have him
Big
talk
old
about his
lineman.
salary cap wizardry that he knew last year because the Saints are 80 million in cap.
Yeah.
And honestly, that would help us understand the Viking or like all of our teams' positions.
I'll never understand it. When he explained it last year, my brain was like
I
the
get,
monkey just hitting the.
Yeah, he's a numbers guy.
I understand that like signing bonuses, there's certain things that roster that don't count against the cap and others do count against the cap. But yeah, it's weird how you can essentially, they say it's like hidden money or like you
Having
lose
him
money
on,
back.
well, I was more nervous than the Rob Ryan situation because when we got him on, I just heard in my ears, record and stop. And I'm like, oh man, what do you mean record and stop? And I'm getting all these errors like no room, no room, no room. Like, oh my gosh. And you guys are just talking. I'm like freaking out. I'm not even talking in the background.
We should have him on and we should have Aaron Summers on.
Yeah, we just Mardi Gras, or is Mardi Gras still going on?
I don't know. I just know that we had a king cake the other day and I got the baby.
What's the thing with the baby again? You find the baby, you have good luck or something?
It's a year of good luck.
That baby's
gotta
creepy.
buy
No.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so small. I almost swallowed it. I'm not used back the ones in New Orleans, man. You get a nice size one.
Is the cake
This
good?
thing was small. Yeah, it's oh my God, it's the best cake ever.
How'd you guys get it?
The
Yeah,
supermarkets here carry them.
Oh, it's not real New
Really?
Orleans cake though.
It's from New Orleans.
All the ingredients.
Dude, it
are
was
not
so
from there.
fresh, man. It was really fresh.
Good.
Yeah.
Damn,
No,
okay.
anyway, here's I got a list of the top free agents this year. I'm just gonna give you a couple. And this is
Give us top five. Give us top
2020
five.
top 100
Yeah.
players available. Number one,
Top
Chris
five.
Jones. Chris
Yeah,
Jones, who's a Super Bowl
29.
champion now, 29 years old. He had 10 and a half sacks, 13 tackles for a loss, 29 quarterback hits. Like you said, 29 years old. He's going to be making money next year. And they're already saying Houston is all in for him.
That'd be big for
Which-
them. That'd be big for them. They
Number
got good-
two, which is going to be interesting for you, Ace, Kirk Cousins. Kirk
Amen.
Cousins is 35 years old.
Come home,
He's got
buddy.
8 starts last year with 2,331 yards, 18 TDs, 5 picks, 103.8 passer rating. Do you bring him back at the age of 36?
Absolutely.
2-year deal.
2 or 3 year deal. Yep. Let him. And then I
2-year deal, draft a quarterback next year.
Yeah. Or
Let me
I'm
ask you
still
this.
even fine drafting a quarterback this year.
Who would you rather have, though?
But-
Kirk Cousins or JJ?
That's what. Oh man. I mean,
I guess at that
Because
point, you
JJ's
keep
JJ's
JJ
getting
and
JJ,
$35.
you gotta
quarterbacks.
keep
JJ's
JJ.
getting, he's going to set the market. He's getting 35 a year.
If you keep
Yeah.
JJ, you got to find a way to get a top 5 pick to get one of the best quarterbacks, like a Jaden Daniels. Hey, because JJ played for LSU, so they'd have that LSU chemistry.
Now, what if they brought
Yeah.
Baker in?
I
What if they
forgot
brought
to put
Baker?
that-
What if they
thanks,
brought Baker
Ty.
in
No.
for $20 million a year?
Baker found his home. Not a lot of people like Baker for some reason, and those
Yeah, I
people,
mean-
those guys like his competitiveness down
But
there.
what are
in
you
South
gonna
Florida.
pay?
Baker, what is Baker?
What are you going to pay a
commands? What's
35-year-old?
Kirk?
Yeah, Kirk's
Yeah,
going to
what's-
want big bucks.
What's Baker gonna want though? He led them to the playoffs.
Baker's getting at least 20 million. Comeback player of the
Kirk,
year.
Kirk knows he's
Yeah.
good. Baker knows he has one leg out of the league.
NFC play. Yeah.
Baker's closer to being a backup than Kirk is. Kurt
No,
is.
I think Baker showed that. I feel like in Carolina, terrible coaches in Carolina. Carolina's just not a place you want to go play right now.
He looked good at the Rams.
Who
Go
is-
with the Rams and then
Yeah.
signs with the Buccaneers, wins the QB battle, and plays great. Big hole.
And let's face it, he wasn't bad in Cleveland either.
He
You just
wasn't
had
bad in
receivers-
Cleveland.
You had receivers who couldn't say what they wanted to say, so they had their parents say it for
That's
them.
what started it. The OBJ thing started the bad taste of Baker.
CD
Yeah.
Lamb's mom's doing it now in Dallas.
Yeah, and it's like it's a little BS because
Ooh.
Cleveland had it good with Baker. They did. The man took you to the playoffs,
Yep.
and you were a playoff team. You know what's funny with the Browns is you've been years, decades without having a good quarterback. You get one, let's kick him out of here.
Mhm.
No, number 3 on this list, and this guy's going to make a
Sayonara.
lot of money too. Josh Allen, edge from Jacksonville.
Yeah, I saw
He's
that.
26 years old. He had 17 and a half sacks last year, 17 tackles for a loss, 33 quarterback
Damn.
hits. and he's only 26.
Write it down right now. He's going to the New Orleans Saints. Even though we're 80 under the cap, we're going to sign him.
Number
like
4 is
that.
interesting because this guy
7-year
is so
deal.
good and he never gets enough praise. T. Higgins from Cincinnati,
Yeah.
25 years old. He had 42 receptions last year and 12 starts for 656 yards and 5 TDs.
Go to
He's
Dallas.
Dude, he would be great.
Come
He'd
to
be great, but
Dallas. You could use that deep.
No, dude, we can't afford shit. We can't even get a freaking defensive coordinator signed until we scare him by calling Rex Ryan back up. That's crazy.
Oh, gee.
Number 5 is Christian Wilkins for the Miami Dolphins. He's 28 years old. He had 9 sacks, 10 tackles for a loss, and 23 quarterback hits. He's an interior defensive lineman. This is something Dallas needs. We need run stoppers. That's what we need. And then this guy, I'm not even going to try to mention his name, Justin Duque from the Ravens, another interior defensive lineman. He had 13 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, 33 quarterback hits.
That's
And then you look down the list, you have a couple edge guys from Carolina and so forth. This one's very, very interesting too, because this is where Kansas City can be in trouble next year. Jones is already on the market to be out of there with the money he's going to want. L'Jarius Sneed, the cornerback, who is one of the best two.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that thumb that randomly
Sorry.
came up?
Sneed. Yeah, I did see a thumb come up. What?
What
Okay,
thumb?
go ahead. Sorry.
Dude,
It
I
was
don't
on
know.
your phone.
You stuck your thumb up and like a thumb popped up.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, L'Jarius Sneed, who just led Kansas City, basically him and the other cornerback on that team, 2 interceptions, 14 pass defense, and 78 tackles. He's going to win a lot of money, and he's only 27 years old. So it's going to be
they got some
interesting.
key
A lot
guys
of big
to sign
names.
the Chiefs for sure.
A lot of big names this year.
Mahomes.
No. The problem is where does the quarterback market go? Does it die off like the running back market did?
I think it will be a little lower.
know.
I don't think it will be as big as like last year when you had some big contracts with
Well,
Carr, Burrow.
Did that Dallas Cowboys came out and said they're going to make Dak Prescott the highest paid quarterback in football, which
That's the
just
BS.
Show me.
has me crying internally.
I'm just so tired of everyone basing off the league, basing off his performance, man. Like if you think
Yeah.
Dak deserves take it as like a regular job. If Dak deserves a raise, give him a raise.
Incentive-based contracts. Let's go.
I think incentives are the best option. Just like almost like how the Saints redid Michael Thomas's deal. Like, listen, you want to get paid? Hit some milestones. Like we're gonna give you a little bit of guarantee money, but if you want some big money, get 1,000 yards receiving.
Baker had that on this contract a little bit.
Cowboys should do that. Dak Prescott, base salary, $25 million. You throw 30 touchdowns, you get 10 more million. You know?
God, Kirk. Same with Kirk.
And for every
25?
interception you throw, we take $1 million off that cap.
Did you see Kurt dancing?
Yeah.
I saw him on the Pat McAfee show and I saw a scar. It's pretty gnarly.
Dude, he looks good for having his Achilles torn.
I did see that. That's a good point. He showed the scar when he was on there. That was
Dude,
a fun interview.
He was dancing like crazy.
Him and Cam Jordan.
I like seeing that, baby. He's going to come back healthy and we'll find out in March.
Yeah,
we got time to kill.
God, I would really love to have a political talk with you guys, man. I would love to turn this in.
Get Kirk. If we can we could get that cheerleader for the Saints. like Kris and her.
Oh, that was awkward. That was awkward.
I listen to Dan Bongino, man. It just gets my blood boiling. This country is so
to it.
No, he's so good. He's so
good.
Listen. Like he's not Republican or Democrat. He's just a conservative, and he wants to see the nation go good. And oh my God, he's just man.
We gotta make sure we cut this out. Political moment. I really want to do a political.
I would love to have a political moment. That should be the new segment. Chris's political take for the week.
Oh God.
Or is there anything else y'all want to cover before we get towards the end of this?
Yeah, twins news, baby.
What's some twins news, Ace? Hit us with it.
So, number one, Buxton is swearing because we lost Michael Taylor, or I guess didn't really re-sign him, who was predominantly playing center field. Buxton is vowing to the team that he will be playing center field this year, which would be huge. Because after coming off some weird injuries, concussions, freaking foot, hand, or broken finger or something, he's DH'd all of last year, and this year it's going to be better. Polanco, we traded him out to Seattle. We got this Desclafani dude. Really is the only pitcher I know, plus some like minor league guys. He played like second, third, first. We brought in Carlos Santana with some of the money we saved on him. who was like a former Indians player or Guardians.
Yep.
Um,
Carlos Santa's getting old.
Carlos. Yeah, Carlos. He's up in the 30s. He's going to be playing
Played with the
first, probably
Phillies and the Blue
DH.
Jays and got around a little bit.
Yep. He's gotten around. He's going to play more than Nelly Cruz rolled in a handful 4 or 5 years ago. Even 3, less than that. Yeah. So we hope we get production.
Let's go out on a limb. What is our way too early win-loss projections for the Yankees and Twins?
Oh, Jesus. I'll say this. Whatever the Twins are, I'm taking the over.
I'm taking at least over 100 games.
For the Yankees?
Yeah.
I'll take 87. Let me
100
do
wins.
87.
100 wins. Yeah, come on now.
I'm going to say the Yankees backdoor sneak into the playoffs this year. I don't think they have the pitching.
Oh my God, they got a lot of pitching this year.
No, we got a lot of relievers. We don't got good starters.
Got Garrett
Cole. We got Rondon coming back, and we got Nestor Cortez coming off their worst years ever.
We got Garrett Cole. We got Rondon, Nestor Cortez, Marcus Stroman.
You're going to sign Bauer for like
Stroman, Clark Schmidt.
The Twins, this is my plea for the Twins to sign Bauer, by the way. The Twins have needed a top-line pitcher for so freaking long, and I wanted that Rondon guy. So, maybe we can get him on the cheap if he's willing to play anyway.
Dodgers are going to be good, man. They got the whole Japan offense and defense over there now.
I mean, he could go back there. I don't know, though. I feel like he's a little spurned from them, knowing that they didn't try harder. They essentially suspended him right away. I don't think I'd want to play for that team anymore after what so maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
All I got to say is, everybody, this week, starting February 15th, turn on your recording devices and record, because the man's coming back. The 15-time major champion, whatever the heck he is, Tiger Woods, is making his first appearance since, when was the last time he played? The Masters, the 3rd round, he withdrew. Tiger Woods will be hosting and playing in the Genesis Invitational this week, February 15th to the 18th in Riviera Golf Course in, I guess that's California. Is that where it's at?
Yeah, LA Country Club, I believe. In
$20 million purse, first tournament since his Masters. Like I said, winner receives 700 FedEx Cup points and $4 million of the $20 million prize. Where do you guys think Tiger finishes? I mean, he's riding on a high. He's got his own brand. He had his ankle surgery. He had everything fixed. He's good to go. I seen him out long drive somebody on his knees.
What?
Oh yeah. There's a video out there of him and his buddies driving, and he's like, "Okay, long drive." And so the guy goes first. Tiger comes up, gets on his knees, and smacks the ball further than him.
Golly.
That is embarrassing, but pretty.
What do you think? Where do you think Tiger finishes?
He'll make the cut. I'm going to say top 45.
Let me see when does he tee off.
I'm going to say top 10.
Oh, he tees off at 10:25.
Usually there's over 100, 10:45. Usually there's like over 100 people that qualify in the top 60%, like 60%. So 60.
I'll say top 10.
It depends. Oh, that's a big. Yeah, we'll see how healthy he is, because honestly, that's just playing 2 rounds back to back can take a lot out. So
you know what his
cut, another 2.
You know what his threesome is? It's him, Justin Thomas, and Gary Woodland. That's a good threesome.
God, he loves.
Ace loves a good threesome.
He's like best.
Clip that.
Justin. When I was just thinking Woods got in trouble for. I don't know if it was exactly that, but some allegations that were so good back in the day. So it's funny when you say that. Yeah, he loves Justin Thomas though, and Woodland's a great dude too. So he's gonna have
a good threesome. Yeah, he's gonna have a fun time in that
threesome. Get the word out of your mouth.
Kris can't.
All right, that's all I got.
Go Tiger.
There's not much to talk about. Sixers made some trades, but talk about the Sixers
12
next
years
week.
Too late. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make some. They get this. They make trades as Embiid's probably not back for another 4 or 5 weeks.
Man, but 200 episodes, man. Can y'all believe that?
Yeah, what we should do? We should take some cuts from all of our old podcasts and throw them into a freaking mix.
You probably Instagram.
There's a lot of clips on there.
Probably could.
This clip of the threesome's going to be on there.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, we love the support. Our last video got a lot compared to what we usually get. We love the support, guys. Keep sharing it. Just keep loving it. We love doing this. We don't get paid. We don't care about the views, but we love doing it. But episode 200. Hope y'all have a good rest of your week. Today is Tuesday.
And before we go, Tyler has been putting in a lot of work. We do have guests lined up, but you really don't have a guest until you get these
rich people on the
podcast.
At one point, we had 4 lined up, and yet here we are, still without a guest.
Yeah. So the thing is the work is done. He's got the deals. These guys, like I said a long time ago, we need them. They don't need us.
Yep. Yeah.
Justin Papperbaum, whatever his name was. What was his name?
It was Jason. It was Jonathan Papperbaum.
Jonathan Papperbaum
Kept blowing us off. Remember, it was like 3 podcasts. He told us he would come on, and he wouldn't.
Yep. Couldn't close out the deal like he couldn't close out a game.
He almost got a right hand like he did from Harper.
He deserved it.
Well, we hope you all have a good rest of your week. Enjoy this podcast. Don't forget to share. Check out our other podcasts. Previous episodes, I mean. Have a good week.
Peace.